Okay, so once again, good day, everyone. So for today, we're going to discuss about e-governance and citizen participation. So e-governance, the digital transformation of governmental processes, has significantly altered the landscape of public administration. In the context of citizen participation, e-governance opens avenue for increased engagement and interaction between governments and the public. It leverages information and communication technologies or ICTs to facilitate the delivery of government services, information sharing, and the involvement of citizens in decision-making processes. One of the primary benefits of e-governance in fostering citizen participation is the accessibility. It provides digital platforms and online services make government information, services, and communication channels more readily available to citizens, diminishing geographical barriers and time constraint through web portals, mobile applications, and social media. Citizens can engage with government agencies, access information, and participate in various processes from the comfort of their homes. Moreover, e-governance enhances transparency and accountability in government operations, as what we discussed previously. So by making information easily accessible and enabling citizens to monitor government activities, it promotes a more open and accountable governance model. Because through online platforms, citizens can access public records, budget, and performance data, fostering a culture of transparency and trust. So, the Philippine legal system encourage citizen engagement in government and works to remove barriers to this end. There are thousands of non-governmental groups operating in this country, and many of them are already collaborating with the government on both the national and local levels, as well as in various stages of the governance cycle. In the Constitution of 1987, Article 2, 10, and 13 place an emphasis on the promotion and protection of the rights of the people, as well as the right of civil society groups and platform for effective and reasonable participation at all levels of social, political, and economic decision-making. The Local Government Code of 1991 and the Yearly General Appropriation Act both promote and underline the necessity of providing areas and policies that are suitable for citizen engagement in government at the local level. Both of these pieces of legislation were passed in 1991. So, the spirit of these legal frameworks, laws, and policies is not adequately reflected in actual practice, according to a number of civil society stakeholders, as well as the government stakeholders. If this is the case, the outputs and outcomes of meaningful citizen engagement are not adequately and appropriately documented and or measured. Recent policy discussions, stakeholders consultations, and a number of studies in this governance area have identified the following governance gaps between the issuance of policies and effective implementation of those policies at both national and local levels of government. I think somebody here are presently working in the local government or in the national government. We try to look into the mechanism of tracking citizen participation in national and local governance is inadequate. The use of technology in governance is not being used to its full potential, notably in the area of citizens' engagement. There is a pressing need to increase the availability of communication channels through which residents can be updated on this situation of local governance in their own local governments. Despite the fact that the achievement of the government in promoting transparency in establishing functional citizen feedback mechanisms are recognized, data on global governance concerning corruption and participatory governance indicate that persistent corruption and a shrinking space for civil society are continuing to be the primary obstacles in the way of the promotion of genuine democracy in the Philippines. Existing system of open and participatory governance need to be established and put into practice in such a way that they may lead to more tangible and transformative results in order to be effective in addressing these difficulties. So, what exactly are we committing to? The primary objective of this commitment is to increase citizen participation in the process of government. This will be accomplished through the Department of Interior and Local Government different initiatives on enhancing local government and the Department of Budget and Management budgetary openness program respectively. Both of these departments are responsible for implementing these programs. In specifically, the promise is expected to make a contribution toward solving the public issue described in the previous discussions through means of the publication and execution of a national policy on the participation of civil society in governance, the implementation of civic technology for governance innovations, maybe through the use of citizens feedback system, the running of town hall meetings on all three levels, regional, provincial, and municipal. Possibly monitor and direct the activities of local governments in order to encourage the formation and ongoing work of peoples and non-governmental groups. So, the fulfillment of the commitment will advance all of the OGP ideals, including access to information, public accountability, civic involvement, and the utilization of technology to achieve better governance. So the commitment will help ensure that the significant goals outlined in PGC Resolution number 1 since 2019 are achieved. Specifically, this pledge will help achieve some governance priorities because in resolution or PGC Resolution number 1, 2019, stated that they are ensuring that a portion of both the national and local budget is designated to promote the participation of people and members of civil society in a variety of activities related to governance. It is also stated that the publication of the national policy on the participation of the civil society in governance, ensuring that the NGA and LGU comply with the relevant provision of current legislation relating to the engagement of people in governance and incorporating of civic technology initiatives into the administration of national and local government. Now, when it comes to transparency in local budgets, the pledge is primarily to encourage more people to get involved in government. And this will be accomplished by utilizing the programs and activities not being carried out by the DILG and the DBM aimed at fostering more transparency and accountability in local government finances. So in the big picture, the pledge shall help solve the public issue stated by the stated goals include issuing and implementing a national policy on civil society participation in governance, implementing a citizen feedback system for governance innovation, and holding town hall meetings at the regional, provincial, and municipal levels, and supervising local governments in encouraging the establishment and operation of people's and non-governmental organizations. The government issue and implements a policy to encourage citizens to take part in decision-making process. Now, another, of course, is that there are certain available portal that step towards empowering citizens and members of the civil society to participate in decision-making at the municipal level by providing them with access to relevant data. While it is essential for LGUs to keep tabs on federally finance initiative and hear citizen comments, the bulk of their funding comes from their IRA or IRA and other forms of locally procedural revenue. It would be wise to include the following in the future plans of action. Siyempre, we need to expand the scope of DivLife, to solicit feedback not only on the major DILG funded projects, but on other NGA and national government agency and locally funded projects. Regarding the remaining operations and fulfillment of this pledge, the IRM suggests that the DILG and DBM take into account to provide opportunities for public input in consultation with civil society while the national policy on civil society participation in governance is developed. The local government should assist CSO input on the process through which they can approve and assist CSOs. So in particular, CSOs may offer advice and guidance on how to overcome problems with, wait lang. Another thing is, of course, make an effort to reach out to and include members of underrepresented groups in town hall discussion and offer confidential feedback channels for those who feel uncomfortable speaking up in the public. And the DILG, or the national government, or the local government units can gather information on who attended town hall meetings and share it openly. Now, when it comes to engaging citizens through digital platforms, e-governance relies heavily on citizen participation in decision making, policy making, and service provision through the use of digital platforms of citizen engagement. Government can reach out to residents and gather input, options, opinions, and ideas through the many interactive and participative technologies available on digital platforms. Some successful strategies for using online mediums to include the general public, like online surveys and polls, Pwedeng gawin yon. Citizens are given the opportunity to voice their thoughts on a variety of topics, policies, and services by participating in online polls and surveys that are conducted on e-governance website and social media platforms. The acquired data can be used by governments to make decisions based on accurate information. Social media engagement, I think almost LGUs naman mayroong mga social media platforms. The governments that maintain an active presence on social media platforms are able to communicate with a greater number of people and involve citizens in conversations that takes place in real time. So a sense of connection and accessibility can be fostered by providing responses to questioning concerns, addressing those problems, and sharing updates. The local government unit is able to provide an online consultation. Citizens are able to take part in debates, exchange ideas, and provide feedback on specific government programs, projects, or policies by using digital platforms which can organize virtual public consultation. Crowdsourcing ideas, The use of digital crowdsourcing platforms make it possible for ordinary people to contribute original thoughts and ideas as a means of resolving particular problems or addressing broader social concern. After then, governments are able to analyze the proposals and put into action the most promising ones. The citizens are given the opportunity to provide feedback on public services, infrastructure, or any other facet of governance by means of digital feedback systems that are implemented on government website or mobile apps. During the online town hall meetings, the ability for government leaders to connect with residents, answer their questions, and receive direct comment on significant issues can be made possible through the organizations of online town hall meetings or webinars. And the creation of mobile applications that give information and services provided by the government in a way that it's easy to use increases citizen involvement and make it more convenient to access services while on the go. Launching social media campaigns on important problems, public health programs, or community development projects promote public awareness and encourages citizen participation. Citizens have the ability to voice their concern and advocate for change when they are provided with a platform that enables them to write and sign electronic petitions or pertinent issues. The capacity for citizens to lodge complaints or grievances online and track the status of their resolution through the use of online complaint management system increase both transparency and accountability. It is also possible to reward citizen engagement and promote a sense of accomplishment in the process of contributing to public welfare by including gamification aspect into digital platforms. Even the citizens are given the opportunity to obtain new perspectives and actively participate in conversation on a variety of issues through the organizations of virtual town halls and webinars with government leaders and subject matter experts. By utilizing these various digital engagement tactics, the governments are able to close the gap that exists between their population and the public administration, encourage democratic involvement, and construct governance structures that are more inclusive and responsive. Because when citizens are effectively engaged in the process of determining the future of their communities and the nation through the use of digital platforms, it cultivates trust, accountability, and a sense of ownership among those citizens. By utilizing system for crowdsourcing and citizen feedback, which are both significant tools in the field of e-governance, citizens are given the ability to actively participate in governance process and decision making. And these methods make it possible for governments to tap into the intellect and perspective of their citizenry as a whole, which results in policies and services that are more informed and more focused on the needs of the public. Okay? Of course, we look into this mechanism and say how they work when it comes to crowdsourcing, idea generation, problem solving, data collection, voluntary engagement, no? And citizen feedback mechanism, no? Online feedback forms, social media platforms, e-petitions, complaint management system, virtual town halls, and webinars. Because the benefits of crowdsourcing citizen feedback mechanism is for citizen empowerment, of course, data-driven decision making, it enhances services, no? Transparency and accountability, innovation, and creativity. It is possible for government to develop a model of governance that is more inclusive and participative by making efficient use of crowdsourcing and channels for public feedback. Such a model would reflect the hopes and worries of the people who make up the government. Now, it is also advisable, it is also important, no, that we need to understand some challenges in ensuring a meaningful citizen participation. Because building a government that is both responsive and inclusive requires ensuring that citizens have meaningful opportunities to participate in the process of governing. However, the efficiency of citizen involvement programs and their ability to include everyone might be hampered by a number of obstacles. Among these obstacles are digital divide, of course, limited digital literacy, language barriers, technological accessibility, lack of awareness, tokenism, no limited impact on decision making, political inference, time constraint, fear of reprisals, uneven representation. So, in order to effectively address these concerns, a multi-pronged strategy is required. And this strategy should include initiative to close the digital gap, encourage digital literacy, provide multilingual material, guarantee accessibility, and heighten awareness of opportunities for involvement. In addition to this, governments need to build avenues for meaningful participation, demonstrate responsiveness to the inputs provided by the citizen, and cultivate cultures that are inclusive of and open to new perspective. By overcoming this obstacle, I think governments will be able to nurture a more robust engagement from their citizens and establish a better connection with the people they serve. Okay? So I think that's it for this topic, but I just want to add additional inputs now. Citizen participation is further facilitated through e-governance. Now, mechanisms such as e-petition system, as I mentioned, online forums, and participatory budgeting platforms. These tools provide citizens with channels to voice their opinions, suggest ideas, and actively participate in policy-making processes. As a result, government can gather a diverse range of perspectives and ideas from the public, leading to more inclusive and citizen-centric policies. A while ago, no, I mentioned about the challenges. However, accompany the integration of e-governance and citizen participation. These include issues related to the digital divide, as I mentioned, where certain segments of the population may lack access to technology or the necessary digital literacy skills, thus limiting their engagement. Additionally, concern concerns regarding data privacy, cybersecurity, and the trustworthiness of online platforms are critical factors that must be addressed to ensure the success and integrity of e-governance initiative aimed at enhancing citizen participation. But of course, despite these challenges, e-governance remains a powerful tool for promoting citizen engagement and shaping a more responsive and inclusive governance framework. So I think that's it for today.